Hey y'all, this is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to be discussing 5 products that I regret buying. But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give this a big thumbs up if you enjoy it, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so regret. I try not to live with it very much. It's hard. We all regret some things. Purchases, I tend not to regret very much because I don't tend to buy things that are like really expensive. And if I do buy something that's expensive, I usually will have researched it, tried to get something that is to my needs rather than like, oh, everybody's talking about this and it's so wonderful. I tend not to get caught up in the whole like, oh, everyone loves it, so you should get it as well kind of thing. But I do have 5 products that are just like, something about them I just regret buying, and I either returned them because I just was that displeased with them, or I am living with it and just saying, you know what, you spent a lot of money on it and it's past the time that you can return it, so you just gotta live with it now. I want to kind of put a disclaimer on this video. All of these products, I'm not saying that any of these products are bad products. I'm not saying that the brands are bad or anything like that. These are just products that I was not pleased with and did not necessarily meet my needs, which might be different from other people. So I think these are products that are highly rated. You know, I don't think these are bad products at all. They just, for some reason or another, did not meet my needs, were not what I was expecting, or I'm not able to use it in the way that I was hoping. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it. These are the 5 products that I regret buying. All right, number 1. This is my content calendar. So this right here is called the Content Planner. It was actually made by a woman who couldn't find a planner that met her needs, so she decided to create her own. So this is specifically used for people who are creating content online, whether you have a business, whether you are an influencer, a content creator, this is for you. It's like a little calendar. Okay, so I don't know if I want to show y'all my stuff. It comes with a page that you can put your ideas that you have, and then over here you can put some of your monthly goals, whatever is on your radar, any hashtags that you want to use for the month, any hit list or collabs that you have, and you're supposed to kind of plan over here before you eventually get to the monthly calendar. So it has like your business growth, it has your month's theme. Here's the thing. I have not used this in months, and I tend to not like calendars like this. Calendars where I put stuff on a specific date. I was trying to be very organized, and especially since I got this when I decided to have a second channel, because I wanted to be a little more organized with my content, and I knew I was going to be creating a lot more content than I did before. Notebooks are so much better for me. Notebooks that are kind of open-ended, and I can change stuff without completely ruining the aesthetic, completely ruining the look of the calendar. You know, I found when I was doing like this, I would have days that something would come up and I wouldn't be able to film or to post or whatever on that certain day, and so it would just mess up the whole calendar for me, because I had gone through and I started doing this like weekly. I would go through and I would plan my week, but then something would happen, you know, life would happen and everything would just be messed up, and so I would have to like scratch out, move things, and it just, I don't know, it didn't really work out. I would run out of space and it just, I don't know, it didn't work out for me. I felt like I didn't have enough room. So I much prefer to do something like this and just to write it in a notebook. So like I have my November schedule, and if something happens, I can cross it out. I have plenty of space to make a new schedule or to redo everything. So notebooks just work a lot better for me. I do regret buying this because it was like around $50, I want to say. That's a lot to spend on a planner. I thought I was going to put it to good use, and I just have not. I don't think this is a bad product at all. I think it's really cute. I think it's really useful for some, but for me, who's not quite so organized and I don't stick to things super often, whether that's on purpose or not. It just, I don't know, it just didn't work out, and I kind of regret spending 50 bucks on a planner that I don't really use. All right, next up on my list is actually something that I don't physically have, but I know is something that's being talked about and is a debate today, and that is the Disney Genie Plus. So I just took a trip to Walt Disney World. I was there from the 18th to the 22nd of November. And while we were there, my sister and I decided to try out Disney Genie Plus one day when we were at Magic Kingdom. So here's the thing. So they have Disney Genie, which is similar to my Disney experience, and you can kind of select the things that you're interested in trying out, and Disney Genie will basically plan out your day for you. That's a free service, just the regular Disney Genie. Disney Genie Plus is basically their new FastPass system. And I never personally used FastPass Plus. I just didn't go to Disney World during the time that FastPass Plus was a thing. So I do remember the old FastPass, like physical fast passes that you would get. I thought that those were great, and I remember somebody saying that this system was supposed to be similar to those, so I was somewhat looking forward to it. Thing is, I think you pretty much have to get and make your Disney Plus selections like right at 7 a.m. because if you wait any longer than that, you might not be able to get a selection until like midday, possibly afternoon. And so it's really confusing because you have to pay $15. It's $15 a day per person. And so you pay that money up front and you don't yet get to see the selections that you could possibly make before you pay for it. So like my sister and I, we paid for it and we decided to get it. It wasn't even that late. It was probably like 7:35. And you can start making selections at 7 a.m. We were on the monorail on the way to the parks at 7:35 a.m. when we decided to get it, and we couldn't find anything for like any of the good rides that are not like the individual pay rides, but any of the like good rides like Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean or any of those other rides that were under Genie Plus. We couldn't find anything for them before like 11:30. And it was 7:30 and we were heading there. So it just wasn't quite worth it because we couldn't make any, you can only make one selection and you have to use that selection before you can make another one. So it just, I don't know, we really only used one that day. So we paid $15 to jump ahead on Peter Pan's flight. I honestly found that it was more useful to do the individual pay per ride ones. So Space Mountain and what's the other one? Those I actually found were more useful because they had times that were closer to the time that we were there and that we were choosing. So yeah, I really regret getting Disney Genie Plus. I don't think it was very useful. It didn't have enough time slots to choose from. I'm hoping that they either get rid of that completely, please, or that they iron out some of the kinks because I don't think right now it's really worth it. And I do regret getting it, because I paid $30 that day just to get on Peter Pan's flight. All right, so the next product that I'm going to talk about, I actually don't have anymore because I was able to return it. It is the Raycon earbuds. So if any of y'all watch basically anyone on YouTube, a lot of people are sponsored by Raycon. So I always see ads for this. And they're always touted as being like the best everyday earbuds. I'm very picky with my earbuds, and I always have been, like even way before wireless were a thing. I was just always picky with headphones. But I was looking for a great set of earbuds. Mine were kind of old. I had gotten some on Amazon from the brand Let's Fit, I think, and they were actually really great, but they were old, so I knew it was time for me to get new ones. And I kept seeing these Raycon earbuds, but I was like, $70-something, that's a lot for a set of earbuds. So I just hadn't gotten them. And it was time for me to get a set of earbuds, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna take one of these coupon codes that these YouTubers are always giving out. I'm gonna go get one. So I think I ended up getting a set for like 65 bucks. And I got them, and I was very disappointed because the quality of sound was amazing. I could hear everything that I was supposed to be hearing. It wasn't muffled like some earbuds are. The quality of sound was amazing. But the volume was so low, and I felt like I couldn't. Now I know I'm probably like, well, that's because you're going deaf. It really wasn't. Like, I just, because I kept putting in my other earbuds too, and those would get so much louder than the Raycon earbuds, and I could still hear. I put my earbuds in, both of them. I would put a song on, put it at the highest level that it could possibly be, and I could still hear almost everything that was going on around me. I just could not handle it, because every time I would be listening to something, I would reach for the volume. I would try to turn the volume up, 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 and it maxed out, and I felt like I could barely hear it, or that I could still hear everything that was going on around me. So yeah, I just really didn't like them, and I definitely regretted buying them. Fortunately, I discovered that after only having them for like a day or two, so I was able to clean them off. Okay, I did clean them off, repackage them, and return them for a full refund. It's not a huge regret because I was able to get a refund for them, but I definitely, I hated that I didn't like them, because I was expecting to. Because I was like, everyone talks about these. They're the greatest everyday earbuds. Let's get them. All right, so the next regret that I have is kind of a sort of regret, because I can still use it. I still get a lot of use out of it. In fact, I'm using it right now. It is my camera. So this is the Canon G7X. I had a Canon Rebel 5 T5, I think, that I had for years, that I had been using. One of the reasons why I wanted to get a new camera was because that camera did not do the autofocus. So like, boop. Yeah, it didn't do that. So if ever I wanted it to focus on something, I had to turn off my camera. I had to move or hold something up and then click record and then stop it again, have it focus back on me, manually focus back on me, and then hit play again. So it didn't do the whole like follow you autofocus thing, which is very useful when doing makeup videos, tutorials, reviews, things like that. So I really wanted a camera that would do that. And then I really needed a camera that had an external audio port that I could hook up a microphone to. For some reason, when I was looking at cameras, I only remembered that first part. And I only remembered that I needed one that would autofocus and that would have a viewfinder. My other camera did not have a flip up or flip over viewfinder, so I couldn't see what the camera was seeing while I was filming, so I ended up having to connect it to another kind of monitor or TV or camera or something like that. So those two things I remembered, but I didn't seem to remember the whole external audio port. And so this camera that I have right now does not have one, again. So some of my audio issues are still audio issues. But I like still am itching to get like that perfect camera for myself, and I still feel like I don't quite have it. So I do regret getting this, because I wish I had gotten one with an external audio port, but I do still love this camera, and I feel like it's a really good camera. I get good video quality. I have that autofocus. This is a great camera. I just wish that I had remembered to get one that I could hook an external microphone up to, so my audio would be a little bit better. But so not a like full-on regret, but like a little teeny tiny regret. All right, this final one, guys, this is the biggest regret that I have. My laptop, I had a laptop for a couple of years, and you know, I was already having some issues with it as far as like connection issues. It was going really slow, but it was stuff that I could live with. But my laptop just all of a sudden, I had an HP, I think, it all of a sudden just stopped connecting to the internet. Like, it would not connect to the internet. If it did, it would connect for like 5 minutes and then it would disconnect again. And I tried it at multiple places, so it wasn't just my internet. I tried it over at my sister's place as well, and it did the same thing. So I decided to get a new laptop. I read reviews. I watched YouTube videos of reviews, and I really wanted one that was great for those who edited a lot. So I had heard that a gaming laptop was actually really good because of the processing speed and such. My dad was at Costco, and I was like, hey, can you look to see what kind of laptops they have, and then just send me pictures. So he sent me several, and for some reason I decided to pick the biggest laptop out of all of them. So I decided to get the Lenovo Legion laptop. Look at this. Look at this. Like, what is this? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. It's got this big old thing on the back. And yes, the processing speed is really fast. Like, it imports and exports all of my videos very fast. It's great. I actually don't mind how this laptop works. It's a great laptop. It works wonderfully. But it is so big. Like, when I tell you how heavy this is, I don't even know how heavy this is. I can barely hold it with one arm. And I would say I'm somewhat above average strength. I could probably do like bicep curls with this and it would be effective. These are not bicep curls. I know that they're not, so please don't judge me. It is so big and it's so clunky, and I use my laptop on the go a lot, so it's not like I'm just leaving it at a desk. So it's so bulky. And that's not the only thing. So take a look. I want to show you the battery pack for this thing. This is like the size of my head. My head was on the 98th percentile when I was born. This is huge. It is so big and it is so heavy and so bulky. And I like full on regret buying this. That's probably my biggest regret as far as purchases that I have ever made. I don't know what I was thinking because I could see it. And I was like, oh, well, it's a gaming laptop, so that'll be great. I hate it. I hate lugging this around. I regret. I should have gotten something smaller. I should have stuck with my HP or gotten a MacBook, even though I don't know how to use that because the only Apple product I've ever had is an iPod. But I do use it every single day. It gets the job done. It gets the job done really well. So I like how the laptop works. I don't like the look of it or the feel of it. So there we go. All right, so there you have it. Those are the 5 products that I regret buying. Again, as I said before, this doesn't mean that I hate the products or that I think that they're the worst or that you shouldn't go out and buy them. You know, so in some of these cases, I think that the products worked well. They just did not meet my needs or just were not convenient. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.